Just at the tail end of Kelvin Kiptum's funeral, a lady came up and wanted to stop the funeral. She said that she wanted, there were two things she wanted. One was she and her son be included in the funeral program. Second thing was that the body be interfered with for the purpose of DNA extraction. Especially that part of DNA extraction is a strong statement, which means that she's sure of the parentage of the child. There is also the case of Kibaki, and I had recorded about it. You can scroll down. But this is my view in such cases. This is my view in such cases where I feel, one, before I start counting, I have kids of both genders. I have sons and daughters. I have 4 sons. There's no question about that. But the 3 daughters are in different formations. I have a biological daughter, 1. I have a daughter whom I'm about to declare, or I'm declaring now, that she is my adopted daughter. Her mother died a long time ago, but when the girl was born, all the time up to the time when the mother died, she was secretly telling the girl that I am her father. I told the girl that we don't talk ill of the dead, but there is very little we can do about her parentage, because the mother should have early enough introduced her to me and declared, so that the issues be handled. I think any child who goes to standard 1 without that issue being handled, then it is in bad faith. I request that those things be handled as soon as possible. Coming back to her parentage, I would say this. She was born 25 months after I departed with the mother. And apart from scientific things such as embryon, freezing of embryon or something like that, I don't take anything to be possible unless it is scientifically done through embryo freezing or such things. And the reason why the mother never even passed the information to me, I'll not go deep into that, because she is dead. But why have I decided to make that daughter to be mine just like any other? She's very mindful of me, more than all my children combined. In fact, all my children combined, apart from the last 2 boys, remove the last 2 boys, but the remaining combined, they cannot even reach a half of her minding of me. Whenever I'm sick, whenever I'm whenever, she's so mindful that I feel that I opted to. She's already an adult, she's whatever. But because of her minding me and such things, I would adopt her as my daughter. People say you can still do a DNA. No. First of all, time limit has passed. A child being born 25 months after that child cannot practically be. But I come from a family, I'm even aware of such cases in our family, and I cannot even rule out, because a sibling of mine has already gone to her marital place to claim for dowry. So I want to state here that practically your siblings, same father, same mother, can place you in a hard time, because when DNA is done, practically you can be tied up to that. I'm saying so because my own brother, same father, same mother, has already gone to where she's married and declared, and even the other daughter, my biological daughter, my own the same brother has even gone to meet her, but my daughter's father-in-law told me that we met, and he told me that he had already talked to me on phone, but he came, we met around this area, not far from here, and he told me that he used to listen, we used to talk on phone, and when my brother went there, he had the accent. My brother grew up in Mombasa, so he had a coastal accent. Oh, I want to say that the first one is my biological daughter. The other one, I've said I've adopted daughter. And there is a third one who is a lost daughter. A lost daughter in that the policewoman, she's also not alive, she's dead. I had intended from the word go that we get married, but I later learned that there are some women there. I learned it through me, not through somebody else. We have women there who have a profession, and they will just look for a kid or two, and then feel that they are contented. But I'm not against that. But kindly, women, ladies, if you feel that your profession, you're financially stable and whatever, and you want a certain man to give you a child and nothing else, just tell that man from the word go. Because from the word go, me, I was looking for marriage. And when she became pregnant, I was happy that among Luhya tradition, one way of making sure that the girl doesn't fly off is to make her pregnant. So to me, I felt that now she was joining a family way. I mean, that is when I felt that our bond was going to be stronger. But to her, she had gotten what she wanted, and she did not even want to be in the same room with me. That daughter, when the policewoman died, I saw the newspaper obituary. My daughter had changed, they had changed her name, not the name that we had agreed on. But if she can be found, I would treat her as among the three. The three is one biological, one adopted, and one lost. Now, coming back to this issue about somebody dying and people, ladies coming up. Oh, I have seen it even with my own people. I have seen it. My stepsister has gone through. Her husband used to work with Pan Paper, and it was an open secret that he had affairs with the secretary to the personnel manager. So when this lady got heavy, my brother-in-law wanted to marry her. She refused. It was maybe a case like my case. But on the day my brother-in-law died, I had my spies. You remember my former profession. I had my spies in the Pan Paper who told me that she had asked for permission to attend the funeral of her husband. And I tipped a lot of people, and we knew how to counter her. I have seen so many cases. Now, Otieno Kajwang died somewhere else, and there was a case that almost similar to that. I want to say this, and this is my stand, and especially it is advice to ladies. If you have heard the song Bon Samaritain, Bon Samaritain by Papa Noel, this is a song about a man who has a family, but he has another family at Lingwala, a place called Lingwala. And he doesn't feed his family, he doesn't do anything. But when he goes to Lingwala, to the other family, he dishes out money and presents like Bon Samaritan, like Good Samaritan. There is another song by Frank also, where somebody has deserted his family and is staying with another family, and the kids of the other woman and the kids of his wife are in the same school, but the man usually goes to school to collect kids of the other woman. Presumably, he found that woman with those kids. He picks them in the vehicle, and when the kids rush to go and get into the fund, it is taken off. What am I trying to say? I'm trying to say, when he is alive, you get all you want. Life becomes a paradise to you. He stays at your place, but immediately he dies, he becomes the widow's property. So please, if you want any recognition, try to make it as early as possible. So, we never know when someone is dying. When someone has just died, things change. You, who used to control everything, who used to do whatever, whom you used to spend all the time at your place and would only go to his place maybe once a month, you'll find that even in the funeral, you'll be lucky if you'll be given any place to stay. And remember, even though you are doing your things on the sides, and even though if he were to wake up and was asked, whom does he choose between his wife and you, Gashungwa, he would choose you, Gashungwa. But let me tell you, your contract dies the day he breathes his last. So try as much as possible and early as possible to formalize your association. Otherwise, you'll be seen as a housebreaker who has now come to try and break the funeral. Imagine a funeral that it was known that the president was to go there. The whole government was to go there. And you're trying to break it and whatever. Instead of that, make it the Ouko way, Robert Ouko. Robert Ouko, before he died, he called Christabella, talked to her, then introduced the other woman in his life. So even though the other woman during the funeral, she did not feature or anything or whatever, but she was known and accepted in the family. Thank you.